What's up, people? It's Nuveshan here. Okay, so I want to share my biggest highlights of 2022. Um, yeah, I think Ryonga having a proper, we would call it like a comeback. Not like he left, but having like his biggest song in a long time. That is likely like his biggest crossover. I think Patty and Ryonga, um, Zex, Wonder JR, is one of like the biggest highlights for me. 2022 musically speaking. Um, definitely. Mwana Weka having like an album released in 2022, and then follows it up like with an event that has been like a big thing for me. It's nice to see like artists stepping up. You know, they drop a project and they continue promoting it. It's a big deal. It's not like he hasn't done it before, but this is like his debut album. You know, follow up to his EP, and then he goes ahead to do like an event. Big thing. It's a highlight, and the event was successful, at least to his expectation. Well produced, well stage managed, live instrumentation. You know, that has been dope for Wake. 2022 has been cool for him. It's a highlight for me as well. Who else? Let's see. Another Gingerbread Man project dropped this year. Just like a month ago, November. Yeah, big highlight. Play One dropped Aura album, a Ugandan rap album. Definitely, this has been the one. This has been like a blueprint. You know, I know what a Play One is trying to do, like to create a blueprint for Ugandan rap album, and yeah, it stuck out. Now, to make this more interesting is when play Big Ben, Jowat merged their album experience at the Passion. Shout out to Cynthia, you know, for allowing them to come through as the Passion stars, and then the party of the Passion. I need to really learn how to pronounce that. Yeah, and I hope a check comes with it when I learn how to pronounce it. But shout outs to Cynthia and the whole crew. So Aura dropped, Jewat dropped Relief, which was such a relief. We wrote about it on Nova Live, so check it out. Yvette album dropped after almost a whole year of stalling it and, you know, teasing it, and then changes made here and there. When they combined, like having three artists who dropped their albums in the same year, two dropped like in the same month, and then the other Aura dropped in November, Relief and Yvette I think dropped around August. So having like these three getting together, having that unity kind of gesture is a big deal, and Play One has been talking about this. We tried to explore that on a very old podcast, like in 2018 or something. We were trying to share those clips on the Nuve Live pages, especially IG. Yeah, it's big on unity and makes a lot of sense. That has also been a big thing. I know the question for which has been the biggest album this year. I think we can easily say Play One, or I know I'm going to get in trouble for this, but it's my opinion. Navio dropping his album, and then I mean, this is Navio. This is always big news, like whenever he drops a project. But here's the difference, or here's a slight difference. It's like this project is a little bit unique. This is the first Navio album that doesn't have his face as a cover. Okay, so it's definitely tells you it's not about him. Vibes Out of the East has not been about him. This is like the first, I think, Navio project with more singing, yes, more exploration of him. You know, he's not trying to prove a point like he's the best, but he's trying to make music that makes it happy. Originally, it was supposed to be an EP, so honestly, I wasn't expecting a 12, 13 plus track project. So him dropping it as an album changed like the perspective, and then it having rappers that we should watch out for. Like we've been saying this for a long time, like Lagoon. We've been saying this for a long time, but yeah, having him there, young producers like Miomed, having the homie who shines by the way on the project. Um, yeah, dope thing. What else? What else? The UG Hip Hop Awards, big deal. Yes, I I lost, but hip hop won. I was nominated in the two categories: Mixed Up of the Year for Beware 2, Go Stream It, and then I was nominated for Best Media Personality of the Year. Didn't win any. Shoutouts to Cavalli for the mixtape. Shoutouts to Calvin the Entertainer. Man, I was nominated in such a huge category with these guys. But here's the thing for me: even though we didn't win this, likely I have a core fan base that is small but has been with me for a long time. But this is what it means to me, like finally getting recognized. Not like they haven't been recognized in Nuve Life, but having getting nominated with these guys. It's a big deal. They have bigger major platforms, and Nuve Life has been niche for hip hop, so it still makes sense. Like they recognize the actual people who dedicated the time. It's a big deal. And having an award. I know if they created another category for like blog and website, I know would win that consecutively. Okay, big deal. UG Hip Hop Awards, and shout outs to MTN MTN Cypher participants: Matt Trevor, Mutono, what's his girl's name? King. I'm forgetting her name. King. Damn, I'm forgetting her name. Let me just look it up. Mutono, yes, on the cipher there. This year's cipher has been Ibra, has also Ibrahim Solo. The difference with this cipher is that it had really talented people. That's what I could say. It had like really talented people. King Missy, yes, I get the name finally. I had forgotten that. And then we had Trigger, yes. Trigger was on there as well. But that has been like a huge highlight. The cipher was better. I'll be honest. The cipher was better. What other thing? Let me see. Who else dropped their album? Okay, yeah. Who else dropped? There have been a number of highlights. Oh, shout outs to Border Stage, yes. Shout outs to Border Stage. That's Malcolm and his guys. They've had like 4 episodes of this, this series of events that mainly celebrate urban and I don't want to say underground, but up and coming, already there artists, but like people who really love the art and have this party kind of mode that actually is similar to how hip hop was, formed. It's not an event that is really about like hip hop, but that fusion of artists, and most of them are like urban artists, and most of them are hip hop artists. So that's a big deal. It's a big deal having these guys. I saw say number of people. The last one that I attended, dope stuff. So shout outs to Malcolm. So another highlight. I think I forgot most of these things, but those are easily come up to mind. Another highlight for me has been the So UG podcast. Shout outs to the Myth. I am waiting for that interview. I mean, you inspired me, you inspired most of us, and seeing you do the podcast is also a great thing. I wish you could continue with this. Another season should drop. Actually took a break. I became lazy when I realized that the Myth is doing a podcast. Shout outs to the Tribe UG. You know, having different avenues for the culture to be celebrated is a big deal, and I hope we keep doing this. I'm back in the mood. I'm back to the podcast energy. Let's do this. So that was a highlight for me, seeing the Myth starting the podcast, and actually on a very high note, with visuals and all, dope stuff. Like interview Nuve. Nuve should be on there and tell his story too. I'm an OG after all the OGs. Okay, yeah, remember also shout outs to Tribe UG. Yeah, seeing you guys on CNN recently, dope stuff. Keep going. That's really a highlight. One of the biggest, because it's beyond borders, so that has been dope. This feels like a wrap up, a podcast wrap up. Oh, and I need to big up MC Yala. She's been doing the international tours. I know we haven't covered you that much, but keep representing, keep doing whatever you're doing out there. That's a big deal. Who else dropped an album? That was a highlight. Pipa Maker's album went #1 for a couple months on iTunes, Apple Music rather. Yeah, that's been also a great deal. Oh, an interesting highlight when I finally realized that Airport Taxi Music is now on streaming services. Big deal. Yeah. And also the Ninja C putting the Ninja Attitude mixtape on streaming services just a couple months ago has been great. And Tico for putting together the gospel groups and the gospel artists together and continuing to make the music, dope stuff. You guys keep doing that. I need to shout out Still Breezy. Yeah, I see what you're doing, and yeah, keep doing it, and secure the bag. Do it for the culture, and as you secure the bag. Oh, I think it's also a huge highlight seeing Baboon Forest coming up with the daily news thing. Baboon Forest Entertainment coming up with a podcast called The Basement. It's dope. I feel like you guys have taken long before you could do it, but now that you're there, let's get it. Yeah, it's a dope stuff. What am I saying? It's a dope thing, not dope stuff. Dope thing. What's happening to my lingo? Yeah, so that's really all I had about the highlights. If I've skipped any, let me know in the comment section. I know some people might want to talk about Gravity crying and having a sold out concert. Yeah, I had to say that for the last. I know people are clowning him for a gangster kind of guy crying. We all have emotions. It's a good thing. Big True came back home. Big deal. Okay, if I've missed out any highlight, let me know in the comment sections. Peace. I've been Nuve Sean for Nuve Live. See you in 2023.